Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the season in review for the 2025-2026 season. This is where we just do a quick review, as the last sentence would indicate, of league standings, league leaders, team stats before we move on to the following season. So we take a look at the overall standings. We talked about this in my last episode, but the San Jose Sharks defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games to win the Stanley Cup. Overall, the Oilers finished with the best record in the NHL, 61-16-5, 127 points. The Sharks finished 33 points behind the Oilers in the standings, yet won the Stanley Cup. Avalanche won the Central, Rangers in the Metropolitan, and your Buffalo Sabres, the top team in the Atlantic. Let's take a quick look at the league leaders. Auston Matthews led the NHL in goals this year, now 28 years old, 53 goals for Matthews. Eichel finished in second with 51. Nathan MacKinnon has 76 assists for the Avs. William Nylander with 71 for the Leafs. Artemi Panarin led the NHL in points with 111. Matthews, Zibanejad, McKinnon, Nylander finished in your top 5. There's Eichel at number 6. Auston Matthews led the NHL in shots. Nylander led the NHL in plus-minus at plus 46. There's John Klingberg at plus 41 for the Sabres. Jack Quinn led the NHL in shorties with 5. Shaw and Tucker also up there with 4 each. Is that Vitaly Abramov? Yep. 22 power play goals for the Ottawa Senators. There's Eichel at number 6. Penalty minutes, Trent Frederick led the NHL in penalty minutes with 136. Tom Wilson right behind him at 134. Nate Schmidt blocks almost 300 shots for the Capitals. And Quentin Byfield led the NHL in faceoff percentage. We look at goalie leaders. Olivier Rodriguez with 54 wins for the Edmonton Oilers this year. Played 72 games. Wow. Vitek Vanacek with 37 losses for the Canadiens. David Tendek, 9 OT losses. Carter Hart gave up 230 goals. Our very own Eric Portillo led the NHL technically in save percentage by a wide margin, but only played in 27 games. That's goals saved allowed, I think, over, I forget what that actually means, but it's games saved over what the estimate is, and David Tendek was number 1 there. Carter Hart played in 73 games for the Flyers. Lucas Dostal with 8 shutouts for Anaheim. 26-year-old looks really good. Portillo in save percentage, although technically probably Jordan Binnington or Hunter Jones. And Vanacek faced almost 2,400 shots on the season. I am recording, am I not? Yes. Let's go to more leaders. Andre Barkov with an 89 overall game rating. Auston Matthews with an 80 overall game rating. Thomas Chabot with a 95. Cone Zeimer with 66 points for the Rangers. Wow, at age 21, he's going to be a beast. Points per 60 minutes, Connor McDavid led the NHL there. Matthews with 11 game-winning goals. Logan Crosby with 3 fights, tied with a bunch of people. Krause led in hits with 258. Jacob Chychrun, Rasmus Dahlin, Jack Eichel, 1, 2, 3 in takeaways. Tuck, Vrana, and Eichel, 1, 2, 3 in giveaways. So, as per usual, we take the puck away a lot and we give it up a lot. So maybe when we get to next postseason, we slow the offense down a little bit, and maybe we won't turn the puck over as much, and that might lead to some more victories. I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the team statistics. We will start with the Anaheim Ducks, led by Jacob Perreault, 75 points on the year. Not a lot of offense here. Goaltenders, Dostal we talked about already with a great season. Number 2, the Arizona Diamondbacks, Arizona Coyotes, Tendek, we talked about him as well. And the offensive summary, Clayton Keller, now 27 years old, 66 points for the Coyotes. And Logan Cooley, a 22-year-old, 17 offensive rating. Fabian Lysell, former Bruin farmhand, now with Arizona. 33, 40, and 9. Speaking of the Bruins, David Pastrnak led the way, 96 points for the 38, 37, and 7 Bs. Alexei Protas was second on the team in scoring, followed by Brett Harrison. Goaltending-wise, Campbell and Montembeault. So Jack Campbell was the starting goalie for the Bruins. We aren't going to look at Buffalo. We've already looked at them. Calgary, goaltending at Tyler Parsons, 29, 21, and 3 with a 2.67. And stats, Johnny Hockey still number 1 there. Matthew Barzal traded to Calgary, I think way back in our first season for Matthew Tkachuk. Continues to play well for the Flames. Carolina, Sebastian Aho, 101 points. Svechnikov, 52 assists. And Ryan Suzuki getting it done for the Hurricanes this season. Patrick Hamrla and Peter Kochikov are the Hurricane goalies. Hamrla played pretty well. 45, 29, and 8 Hurricanes. On to the Blackhawks. Jake Ettinger, starting goalie for the Blackhawks. That 19 mental rating. DeBrincat, 84 points in 82 games. Braden Yeager with 79 and 76 as a 21-year-old. Sharon Govich, now 28, had 61 points for the Blackhawks. Avs, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog still up there. Cale Makar, so they still have their top 4. Landeskog getting up there a little bit in age. He's 33 now, but still a very good offensive team in Colorado, 49, 30, and 3. In goal for them, Darcy Kemper still, and Justice Anunen is now their starting goalie. Columbus, Elvis, and Peter Thome was their starting goalie this year. 2.72 and a 9.20. Really good numbers out of him. Cole Sillinger led him in points with 89 points. Wow. Patrick Laine, 35-goal season for the Blue Jackets. August Crookshank, or Angus. Who's August Crookshank? Is that his brother? Is there an August Crookshank? I don't know. I think there is. But Angus Crookshank, 57 points for the Blue Jackets. Dallas, Isaac Rosen, 78 points. Tyler Seguin, now 34 years old, 22 goals. Timo Meier with a almost 30-goal season for the Stars, who struggled this year. Colton Point and Keith Petruzzelli were their goalies. Neither were particularly good. Dallas on to Detroit. Nedeljkovic was their starting goalie. He didn't have a very good year. 3.58 goals against. Offensively, Philip Zadina, Philip Hronik. A couple of Phillips there. Zadina and Hronik led the team in scoring. Gavin Hayes, and I'm not seeing a Dylan Larkin. Where is Dylan Larkin? Did they trade him? He's injured. Torn triceps, had 71 points in 75 games for the Red Wings this season. Edmonton, Draisaitl, 85 points in 72 games. They have an injured. They don't have an injured. Where is Connor McDavid? Oh, there he is. Oh, only played in 31 games. Okay. So he got hurt this year at 46 points in 31 games. Draisaitl still plays well. Rupe Hintz and Joakim Kamel providing the offense for the Oilers. Rodriguez, we talked about, played in a crap ton of games. 61, 16, and 5. Florida Panthers, Aiden Hill and Spencer Knight are their goaltenders. Knight was their starter. Barkov, 75 points in 75 games. Aaron Ekblad continues to play pretty well for them. LA Kings, Quentin Byfield, 84 points. Brett Leeson with a really good season, 76 points in 80 games. Kempe, old friend Jake DeBrusk, well, old friend if you're a Bruins fan. Jake DeBrusk, 53 points in 82 games. And goalies, Ingham and Villalta for the Kings. Villalta was their starter and was okay, 916 save percentage. On to the Minnesota Wild. Hunter Jones, Stuart Skinner are their goalies. Hunter Jones played 71 games and was really, really good. Offensively, Kaprizov led them in scoring, 80 points. Beckman had 67. Fiala and Wright, the former number 1 pick, with 59. Minnesota Wild onto the Canadiens. Cole Caulfield, 64 points to lead them in scoring. Yanni Kukkonen, 52. Not a very good team in Montreal, 28, 43, and 11. In goal, Carey Price still going at age 38 years old, but Vanasek was their main goalie. Nashville, UC Saros, not the starting goalie. 31-year-old UC Saros. Yaroslav Askarov is the starting goalie for the Preds these days. Eli Tolvanen, 70 points. Luke Kunin, 63. And Alexander Campbell with 57. There's Roman Josi. Philip Forsberg, both in their 30s. Josi is up to 36 years old now. Devils, Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier. Seth Jones now plays for the Devils. We looked at him last year. But Hughes and Hischier, Jack Hughes with a great season. 98 points, 70 assists for the 25-year-old Hughes. Goaltending in New Jersey, Mackenzie Blackwood and Hugo Almfelt split the time basically right down the middle. Blackwood looked like he was better goals against, better save percentage. Islanders, Markstrom and Tristan Lennox, the 23-year-old, getting 67 starts for the Isle. Brock Nelson, wow, 84 points for Brock Nelson, 35 goals, 49 assists. Oliver Wahlstrom had 30 goals. There's Matthew Tkachuk, traded from the Flames. He was injured part of this year, but still averaged almost a point a game. A lot of offense in New York as they went 50, 30, and 2. Look at the other team in New York, the Rangers. The Breadman, 111 points. Zibanejad, 108, and Capo Caco, 78 in 82. Alexis Lafreniere, only 52 points in 82 games, but this is a good team. Lundqvist and Fox are their two main defensemen. And in goal, they have the Russian duo of Georgiev, I guess, and Shesterkin. Neither of them played particularly well. Pretty low save percentages in New York. Ottawa. Mads Sugard and Linus Ullmark are your goalies for the Sens, who had a winning record. Vitaly Abramov, a 40-goal season at age 28, 79 points overall. Drake Batherson, 70 points. Josh Norris, 65. Brady Tkachuk, 63. Thomas Chabot with an 88-game rating. Wow. Along with John Carlson. Philadelphia. Konechny led the way, 66 points, 30 goals. Not a very good Philadelphia team this year. Samuel Fagemo, 52 points. Joel Farabee, 48. Couturier, only 13 goals on the season. Not a good season in the city of brotherly love. Carter Hart, 33, 32, and 8 with a 3.11 and a 9.10. So Philly's got some work to do. Pittsburgh, Tyson Jerry and Philip Lindbergh are their starting goalies. Again, neither of them were particularly good, but Jerry looks like he was better. Samuel Poulin, 72 points. Sidney Crosby scored 29 in 38 games. He was hurt most of the year. He's also 38 years old now. It's old defense. Pietrangelo and Letang out there with Hedman. Wow. 10 years ago, I don't know if Pittsburgh loses 10 games with those three as your main defensemen. San Jose, Thomas Hertl led the team in scoring 65 points. Kevin LeBlanc, Eric Carlson, Connor Bedard, now only 20 years old, 51 points in 67 games. He's going to be a beast. Starting goalie for the Sharks is who? Tyler Brennan to go along with Mason Beaupie. Brennan was good, 2.80 goals against, 914 save percentage, so good goaltending in San Jose. For the Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues, Jordan Binnington and Joel Hofer are their goalies. Offensively, not a lot going on here. Kaliev led them in scoring, had 30 goals. Neighbors and Bolduc both scored over 20, but not a lot going on in St. Louis as they finish under 500. The Kraken still struggling to make things happen, 25, 48, and 9 on the year. Formenton led them in scoring with 60 points, and it was just bad other than that. For the Kraken, in net for them, Chris Stridger and Philip Grubauer, 3.66 and 4.11 goals against. Not good in the Great Northwest. Tampa, Vasilevsky still going. I guess he's only 31. Splitting time now with Talon Boyko. Still pretty good season for Vasilevsky. Offensively, for the Lightning, under 500 when you factor in the overtime losses. Kucherov led him in scoring. Cutter Gauthier, 66 points. Roman Schmidt, 54. Yeah, not the same Lightning team that we are used to seeing. Stamkos, only 43 points in 81 games. You'll love to see that. The Maple Leafs, 50, 28, and 4, 200 goal scorers. Mitch Marner with 91 points. That top line in Toronto continuing to get it done. Goaltending, Mrazek and Wall split the time down the middle. Looks like Wall was the far better goalie there. Vancouver, Michael DiPietro, 68 games started, 275 and a 915 save percentage. Brock Besser, 101 points for the Canucks. Elias Pettersson, 77. Quinn Hughes, 74. A lot of offense there. Bo Horvat, only 32 points, struggling to get it done in this save. Vegas, the 37, 37, and 8 Golden Knights, who are finally starting to struggle here a little bit, led by Lucas Elvenes, 68 points. Shea Theodore, 68 points, continues to just be a monster on the back end. Not a lot going on here for Vegas. Otto Stenberg looks like a pretty good young player, but most of their core, Riley Stone, Carlson Smith, and Marchessault, are all getting up there in age. In goal, Primo and Holt. Neither of them were great. I mean, Holt was okay. Didn't play that much, but he was okay. Capitals. Samsonov in goal with Mitchell Gibson as their backup. Samsonov did not have a particularly good season. Anthony Mantha, 68 points. Ovi, 53 points in 82 games, 19 goals this year. We'll take a look and see where he stands in the scheme of things here once we look at the next team, but a really bad Capitals team. And last but not least, the Winnipeg Jets, 42, 35, and 5. Kyle Connor with almost a 100-point season. Pierre-Luc Dubois, 66 points. Nikolai Ehlers, 59. Mark Scheifele, 55. And in goal, still Hellebuck. Yep, Hellebuck and Lankinen are your goalies in Winnipeg. So let's take a look quickly at, let's just look at the history. And 12 goals. So Ovi needs 13 goals next season to pass Gretzky. We'll see come quote-unquote tomorrow if he retires or if he's got another year in him. I hope he plays another year. Would love to see him pass up Gretzky in terms of goals, but he's got another year to go. So that is going to do it for the season in review. Hang tight, guys, because we are going to have the 2026 offseason here for your Buffalo Sabres in just a minute. Thanks for watching.